Good morning, everybody. I hope you all had a beautiful sleep, and wherever you are in your day when you are listening or watching to this, that you are feeling good. So, I got a new mug. It was my birthday on Sunday, and two of my beautiful friends, bought me a mug for the show. How good! We're starting to collect them, guys. Very exciting. And it's super cute. I'm a big fan. It's a pretty mug. I like it. I don't have any like this, so that's fun. I also got new mics. Yeah. So hopefully I don't have any more dramas with charging and having to do what I did last week, because that was just traumatic. I apologize. I felt like I was so fidgety last week. It just was not happening. I was not a fan. Oh, coffee. It's the best. So it was my birthday on Sunday. I got up in the morning and I did a 60k cycle around my area, and which took me like 3 hours. I feel like it shouldn't take me that long, but look, there were hills and I'm still getting better, so I'm gonna be nice to myself. But it's just, it just takes me so long. I'm so slow. But it was really lovely. Woke up in the morning, there wasn't a frost here, which was just mint, because if there was a frost, I wouldn't have been able to leave till later. And I wouldn't have been able to get that far, probably in, to be honest. So yeah, I got up, went for a nice cycle. It was beautiful. I seen some massive kangaroos, like the biggest kangaroos I almost think I have ever seen, because the highway's closed here, right? So there's just not all that traffic coming through, and they're all just chilling, like so close to the road. So it's a little bit sad, because when the highway opens back up, they're probably going to get run over, which is shitty. What is with the kangaroos and wombats? Why do they have like a death sentence and just they jump straight into your car? It's like, oh, lights, boom. I don't know. That's like the worst survival instinct of all time. I'll never forget one day I was driving to the snow, which I'm going to this weekend too, which I'm very excited about. And going like, it's like between, I think it's between, it's like on the way to Cooma. I don't think it's quite at Cooma, or it's in between Cooma and Thurber. I think it's on the way to Cooma. There's like this stretch of highway, and I have never seen more roadkill than that stretch. I was like, this is like the capital of Australia for kangaroos and wombats wanting to die. It's just, I don't get it. Anyways, there was a lot of big kangaroos. There was major sideways rant. There was heaps of massive kangaroos. So it was just a beautiful ride. It didn't rain, it was cloudy. It was actually not that cold. Like 7 a.m. in Lithgow lately has been like -5 with the frost. So I think it was like, I don't know, 1 degree maybe, but it was fine. Like it was really just a beautiful ride. And yeah, I just loved it. That was a great way to start my birthday. Really enjoyed that. Burnt heaps of cows. We love that. And riding just brings me so much peace. I don't know. It's like it creates like a freedom. It creates a freedom within, and that's where I'm going to take the podcast today. So we can thank bike riding for this podcast. And then I had a beautiful lunch with some friends, and just at one of the local restaurants in town, and that was really, really nice too. Just so wholesome, very laid back, very cruisy. Yeah, it was a really nice day. And then I went to my best friend's house in the evening for a little bit, and yeah, it was good. 38, guys. Welcome to 38. Don't feel it? Definitely still feel like I haven't left maybe like, I used to always say 28, but I could definitely say I feel like I've left 28 now. Maybe like the 34 region or the early 30s. I still feel like I'm like in the first half of my 30 decade, not in the back end. But yeah, I feel good. I'm really feeling really fit at the moment. I'm really happy with, really just like content in my life. And I think this is a part of what comes with age, is you get wiser, you learn more. If you choose to learn more and if you choose to get wiser, it happens for you. And yeah, you learn so much more. You learn more about yourself, you learn more about other people, you learn more about life, and you have more tools and experiences to help you to create the life that does bring you peace, that does give you the most fulfillment, that does feel free and exciting and adventurous and fun. And whilst yes, there is challenges, and whilst yes, not all the time it's going to feel like that, the older you get, the more wisdom you get to be able to create it. And it's a really beautiful gift. It's a beautiful gift to receive, to age, to turn another year older, to have a birthday, because so many people don't get that. So many people would love to still be here, having another year, having another birthday, and they just, for whatever reason, their life was taken too soon. And so for me, a big part of birthdays is to really be grateful that I am still here. I do still get to spend beautiful time with people that I love, that I get to go out for a bike ride for 3 hours. Even just that in itself, to have my health, is a huge gift. There are so many people who don't have that. And so a lot of things within just, life in general and learning to have gratitude is, and if you really feel like you need a dose of this perspective, like you need a dose of perspective to really just bring you back down to earth into being grateful for how fortunate you are, go spend some time somewhere where it just doesn't exist. Go spend time in a third world country where, yes, the people are beautiful and happy and kind, and also they don't have the luxuries that we have. Go spend time with someone who doesn't have their health at its optimum, who can't just get up and go for a walk every day, who can't, do the small little things day to day because their body just will not allow them for one reason or another. Or spend time with people who haven't got their mental health in check and they struggle every single day. Like, if you're listening to this and you haven't thought about this for a little while, just take a moment right now to drop into gratitude. To drop into gratitude for how privileged your life is, for how fortunate your health is, for how have appreciation for the people in your life, for the ones who love you, for the ones who, spend time with you, quality time with you, the ones who have your back, the ones who support you through everything, the ones who actually co-regulate you, the ones who make your life a better place each and every day. Like, show gratitude to everything that you have that is fortunate in your life right now. Just take a moment to think about that and to, just drop into gratitude, because it's so important. Because we can get so swept up in our own stuff, we can get so swept up in life, and we get so adapted to our own world, right? So we don't have that perspective of what other people might be going through and experiencing. But we are so fortunate, truly so fortunate. And, I have people in my life who don't have their health. It was taken from them. They had no choice in it. It was taken from them. And they really struggle to do day-to-day tasks. Like, they're taking the bins out, carrying things to and from the car, right? Like, it's so hard, and it's not their fault at all. It was just taken from them by getting some kind of, in this case, an autoimmune disease. And it's hard to watch that happen all the time. But my goodness, does it make me appreciate my health. And it's probably a part of, maybe even it's a part of why I am active and more healthy, like why I do focus on that. It could be, I think, conditioning 100%, like whether or not you grow up with parents who feed you healthy food and you're active as a kid, like that comes into it. But I think when you experience someone really close to you who has had that taken away from them, you have so much more gratitude for your health. And you, like when I train at the gym and I go train legs, I hate it. I really don't like training legs. I was telling a friend recently, like when I did my bodybuilding comps and I was like really just depleted in every way, shape and form, I would go to the gym to do legs and I would be doing back squats and I would just have tears rolling down my face because I hated them so much, and my mental capacity to hold that, to move through that hate was just non-existent. So I would just cry while I squatted. But when I go to the gym to train legs, it's actually getting easier now. I think I've told myself this story enough now and built this habit so strongly, which is where I am getting to, by the way. I want to talk about habits and I want to talk about creating freedom in everyday life through habit stacking and things like that. But I tell myself this story of like, some people don't have legs to do this and they would love them. Some people can't go train legs and they would love to be able to. Like, stop bitching, Ashley, just get it done. So, yeah, I really try to be aware as much as possible of being grateful for everything that I can do and can achieve because I have access to good jobs, earning money, my health, good food, good water. Like us in Australia, yeah, of course there's, if you want to go down the crunchy mum route, like there's so many things that you could take out of everyday life that is not good for you, but ultimately you have access to all the stuff here. You can grow your own veggies. You can, get access to really clean water if you have the money to buy the things that clean the water, like whatever. But we are so fortunate here, and I think so many more people could just take a moment to be grateful for that and just step out of their own world for a second to develop that gratitude. And I think what happens is when you do that, when you can start to bring more gratefulness into your everyday life and build the life that is peaceful for you, that will radiate, and you will find that you're just genuinely like, you experience more joy day to day and you prioritize that because you know how good it feels. So yeah. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so I want to talk today about, I guess, kind of like habit stacking and how you can create your own freedom through things that maybe you don't even realize you can. So a lot of people think that freedom comes from more money, the right relationship, from quitting their job, from buying a house, losing weight. Like they're always setting this goal of like, when I get that, I'm going to feel good. When I can have more money, I'm going to have less stress. When I can buy that house, I'm, meeting society standards and I'm going to make it. Or whatever, maybe it's, when I can get that house, then that means I'm getting closer to the next one so that I'm building my investment portfolio, whatever it looks like. Because I want to say something to buying a house. I have not ever bought a house. Not really ever been in the position to, for starters. Once I got close to buying a house and I was, I would have been like 22, 23. I was working at the bank and I had got approval for, I think like 550K or something back then. And we're talking like 15 plus years ago. It would have been 15 years ago, pretty much on the dot. Yeah, I got approval for a loan and I would have had my mum go as a guarantor for the remainder, so that I could get it. And that would have bought me a pretty nice place in the Newcastle area. And I had the choice in that moment of like, okay, I stay in this job so that I can afford to have this mortgage. And at the time, for whatever reason, it made me feel really trapped. And I also wanted to go traveling. So I didn't do that. I chose to go traveling instead. And I have zero regrets about that. I really don't care that I don't own my own house. Paying rent is fine for me at the moment for my current stage of life, because it means that I'm not locked in. I can move if I need to. Mostly just because like I came back here for a reset anyway. I choose to invest money in other ways rather than into a house. I hate that when you get a loan, and you need a loan for like $1 million these days, right? Like it costs like $1 million to get a really decent house in certain areas, up close to, if not that close to. Therefore, you're spending $1 million on interest with the bank. Ooh, God, that hurts me. That hurts me so much. I can't. Oh, unless I could pay it off quicker with somebody else and I had a partner, or I was just like absolutely rolling in it, or I could buy it almost outright. I just can't. Banks taking that much on interest is just highway robbery. And like, everyone who has a home loan at the moment, over the last few years, that really got squeezed, and it's so crap. Man, we pay so much tax and stuff in Australia. Don't get me started. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm on a roll today. I really hope this microphone's working, guys. It's the first time I'm using it. I did give her a little test run before I started, but oh gosh, technology and me lately. She's a mystery. Okay, so back on point. All right, so yeah, people think that they have to reach this certain thing before they're going to be happy. And it's a constant chase, which means you're not living in the present. You're not enjoying day-to-day life. You're not creating the freedom in the Groundhog Day, in the mundane day-to-day journey that you're on. And I think it's a beautiful thing to start thinking about, okay, what is it? What do you want your ideal day to look like? What do you want your ideal average day to look like? The monotonous days, the groundhog days, what do you want them to look like? What is going to bring you the most joy and fulfillment and peace and freedom within Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Obviously, weekends, majority of people have off. They can go do whatever they want to do on the weekends. But Monday to Friday, if you're choosing to just bury yourself in work and you're noticing that the night before work on a Sunday, you're like, I can't do this. I hate going to work. You dread it, which means you're experiencing more stress. Then how can you start shifting or making changes so that Sunday night you don't care that it's Monday tomorrow? What can you start doing in your world that means Monday to Friday you're actually living your life? Because if you spend Monday to Friday hating life, out of a 7-day week, 5 out of 7, where is your life for the whole year? In a decade, in 10 years' time, how are you going to feel about just letting this whole 10 years pass you by in a place where you're not happy, you don't enjoy it, you're miserable, complaining, whinging, blaming other people, making excuses, sweeping generalizations, living below the line kind of mentality? How are you going to feel when you look back on your life and you're like, man, why did I do that? And maybe you've just not ever thought about it before, or you've not been surrounded by people who do create their own life and create their own world. Like, they have a life by design. Maybe you're surrounded by people who do this exact same thing as well. They complain, they bitch, maybe they're unhealthy, they have poor mindsets, they're not, forward thinking, taking responsibility, taking ownership, taking accountability of their life kind of people. So if that's what you're experiencing right now, I highly suggest you change that environment, unless you're somebody who is resilient through that, who can go and be in that environment and know that that's work. Outside of work, I have a freaking amazing life, a fantastic life, and I'm good. Right now, this is what pays my bills. I can handle it. It's all good. Keep moving through it. If you're really at the point though where you can't do that, how can you change it? How can you change your circumstance? Because you always have a choice, right? So yeah, people think that they have to like get to that thing before they're going to be happy, and it's just simply not true. It is built. Your peace and your freedom is built before you get to those big moments. It's built in the little everyday, tiny decisions that you make. So, some examples might be, I'm just going to run through a bunch of different ones. So, like financial freedom, all right? So financial freedom is going to be built not by impulse purchasing. It's going to be built by making investment decisions, like maybe it's investing a certain amount of money each week into a savings account or into shares or into crypto if that's what you're into, or into, bonds, stocks, your super. Some people love super. I'm a little bit on the fence about super. I also think it's a bit of a scam. It's like, hey, yeah, put all this money in and, look, at the end of the working life, it's amazing because then you don't have to work anymore and you're still getting an income. But, yeah, I have super, but I don't know. I just think like sometimes I'm like, I'd rather spend this money now while I have my life now because I don't know where I'm going to be. What if I don't make it to 40? What if I don't make it to 50? I would rather go and live my life now. I have that mentality and sometimes that's not great. I'm not recommending this, but it's investing. Putting money into the places where you are going to have long-term investments. So it means you're sacrificing now for the long term, which I guess is kind of what super is now that I say that. But it's just having that mindset to look forwards and go, okay, if I do this small little bite-sized habit right now, in this long time, I'm going to have that, right? So yeah, less impulse buying, more investing in whether it's, paying a mortgage off, investing in shares or crypto, or creating an investment portfolio through property, or having savings, having term deposits, right? There's so many different options that you can have. People invest overseas too. There's so many different options out there financially that you can build your financial portfolio and long-term financial freedom and stability through. Your health, okay? So health is huge. Health requires daily habit stacking. You cannot be healthy overnight. It needs day-to-day consistent effort. It needs to mean you're like looking at macronutrients, you're eating nutritious foods, you are aware of how much energy you're expending and how much energy you need to be taking in order to reach whatever goals you have. If it's to get leaner, if it's to have muscle, if it's to, lose weight, whatever it might be, it requires consistent habit stacking action every single day, getting good sleep, drinking enough water. All of these things requires little small actions every single day to get you there. And what I want to say around this is why, like if this is something that you find that you just wrestle with constantly, and I've seen this all the time in the gym, get rid of the scales, because if you haven't been able to master the psychology of nutritious food and just exercise and finding peace within that, every time you get on the scales, 100% is messing with your head and that number is screwing with you. I've seen it all the time. Your clothes will tell you how you feel. You will know how you feel if you're being consistent. You'll know. You will know. Hold yourself accountable. You will know if you are on point or if you are not doing it. And I say that just like Gen Pop, not like somebody who has to be weighing themselves for a certain reason, like for, bodybuilding competitions or whatever it might be, like, or if they're athletes and they have to reach a certain weight, like fighters, whatever. Gen Pop, if you get on those scales and it goes up a little bit because maybe you had a crap sleep or you didn't drink enough water yesterday or you're inflamed or you've got your periods coming, if you're a chick, your cycle's due, you're going to put on a little bit. Or if you had a big weekend on the booze, you're going to be inflamed come Monday. Like if you look at the scales on a Monday and you've gone up, any of those factors existed, your head doesn't, and you can't go, yeah, well, that's because I did this, and just know it and be on your way. And you focus on that and it puts you in a crappy headspace, makes you feel deflated. It's like, oh man, what am I doing wrong? Like you go into all the stories, whatever. Get rid of them, stop using them. Start taking accountability for the things that make you feel yuck in your life and stop doing them. Truly, just don't do it to yourself if it makes you feel shit. Do the things that are going to make you feel better. So really looking at health as a whole. And one thing I want to say around this is a lot of things that come with good health are going to naturally have a ripple effect across your mental health as well, because it's going to spike the dopamine, right? So we get dopamine hits from our phones, dopamine hits from TV, dopamine hits from watching movies and shows, all of that kind of stuff. And it's not the healthy dopamine hits that are actually more beneficial for us. They become more addictive and they're going to absolutely distract us from living our life. Go for the dopamine hits that you get from eating nutritious foods, from being outdoors, from being in nature, from doing exercise, from having purpose, from meeting your goals, from being like, yeah, I said I was going to do that and I did it. Like, go me. That's a natural dopamine. So really start looking at your life and do some stock take on that. But your health will have a ripple effect across everything, guaranteed. Emotional. So how are you habit stacking and creating freedom within your emotional world? Are you having healthy communication? Like what kind of chats are you having with your people in your life? Like honest communication. If you're not talking about the things that bother you, or if you're not being able to talk openly with the people in your life about your life, then what are you talking about? And I think one thing with so open and honest communication is just so healthy anyway. Like, we're not mind readers. We don't know how people think. We don't know how they operate. Like, stop making assumptions about everything. Catch yourself when you're going into stories. I don't know if I've done an episode on this yet, but I might do one. I know I feel like I have, but when things happen to us, it's so easy to create a story around it, when just doing that is going to escalate the issue within your own mind anyway. It's going to send you into tizzy, send you into a spiral, send you into overthinking. Just ask the thing, just ask the question that you have, or just have the hard conversation that you need to have, and then you don't need to worry about it anymore. It's done. Particularly if the person that you have it with repairs it. Like the dream, truly. Once you have that conversation, then it's done. You can move on, right? So honest communication, having that in your day-to-day life is going to help you reach emotional freedom, and you're going to start overthinking less. I guarantee you're going to sleep better. So many things. This has been something that I've really, not necessarily I've been exposed to the last year, probably this a lot. And I feel like this year particularly, I've really stepped into just doing it and having the conversation and asking the questions and saying what is on my heart. And it feels really good. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. I feel like I'm swimming in the vulnerability deep end a lot of the time with one floaty on. And it's I don't know if I'm going to sink or if I'm going to swim at this point, but I'm here, I'm showing up and I'm doing it. So But doing that and exposing yourself to that more and more and more means it actually does get easier. I can guarantee you that. I would stew on something way less. I just have the conversation. Just get it done. It does make life easier, but it is a hard thing to get used to. Other emotional ways that you can create freedom would be choose secure behaviors. So, if you haven't gone down the rabbit hole yet of just like anxious, avoidant, secure attachment styles, have a look into that and start learning about it. I might even do an episode on it actually, but choosing secure behaviors. So by that I mean, if you're the people in your world, if there's something hard that needs to be spoken about, have the conversation. You could choose the anxious behavior and live in the stories that you create from it, and then have the conversation, and it's probably not going to end that well because you're not coming from a grounded place. You're coming from like, oh my God, like I'm so anxious, I don't know what to think, what are they thinking of me, what have I done wrong, how can I fix this, and then you reach in, and it can tend to exacerbate the problem. If you're an avoidant kind of person and you'd rather avoid that conversation, pretend it doesn't exist, emu head in the sand, also not going to help you. It's still going to exist in a week, it's still going to exist in 6 months, still going to exist in a year. All those people are going to move out of your life because you just didn't talk about anything, and you're going to have nobody, or like you're just constantly on this like cycle of different things and different people because you never deal with your stuff. It's going to make your life harder. So just like drop into a secure behavior, learn how to get grounded, learn how to have the hard conversations, express appreciation to people. So someone sent me, a friend sent me a cool, also I've read his book, so a book called Attached by Dr. Amir Levine, really good, recommend it. He talks about having micro moments in every single day where you express appreciation, you have conversations with strangers, you compliment strangers, you make eye contact with strangers, you emit like a healthy energy within your environment. Those micro moments help you to become more secure, but expressing that to other people and helping other people feel seen is really beautiful and kind and selfless. So just bring a little bit more of that into your world as well. Repair conflict. If you've got conflict going on in your world, repair it. If it's not repairable, then be okay in walking away from it, or be okay with setting hard boundaries to set so that people know how you wish to be treated. So people know how to, respect you, or how to appreciate you, how you feel seen and how you feel heard. Have your boundaries, have your standards, and if there's someone who's treating you really poorly and you've asked them to be better, you've asked them to not do those things because they hurt you and they keep doing it, like, how do you repair that conflict if, it's just maybe some things are not repairable because that other person's on their own journey and they haven't figured out yet how to get that level of emotional intelligence to have the hard and mature conversations, or to just start having a different belief system where their belief system isn't like, oh my God, that person's like, everybody's out to get me. And so therefore they just protect themselves so fiercely that even the people who give them unconditional love get hurt and get pushed away. So sometimes if you can't repair the conflict and it's causing you emotional distress, then figure out what's the choice for you to create peace, right? Time. So how can you create time freedom? How do you get more time to do the things that you love Monday to Friday? Meal prep on a Sunday. Have your meals ready to go for the week. That means you've got time to go do exercise, mornings, evenings, whatever it is. You've got time to actually just relax of an evening if you've already got dinners prepared even. It means that you are also going to be probably more likely to be healthier, because when you haven't meal prepped, then you go for convenience, and convenience is usually not that great when it comes to nutritious food. Start what else can you do for time? I would say like a maintenance, not a catch-up kind of mentality. So, when it comes to cleaning the house, don't wait till it's like 1 month, 2 months in and you're like, God, I have so much to clean now. Like, try and do the little things every single week to help keep your house clean, so that you don't have those big jobs, because then that can create anxiety, because then you're like, oh my God, I've got all this stuff to do. I don't even know where to start. Anxiety. Just like maintenance, not catch up in all aspects of your life. If you can do the little harder things and habit stack the harder things each and every day, over the long term, it does make your life easier, because you're not having to play catch up. I do believe that. How do you create mental freedom? Read, learn, continually growing is going to help you to develop mental freedom, because the more, like, knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power. The more you know about certain things, the more you can use discernment to create your life within that. Your life to be how you want it to be, because you have the knowledge to do that. So knowledge is power. So continue learning, continually grow, get outdoors. Like I said, the dopamine, just getting vitamin D, being outdoors in nature, it's so good for your mental stimulation. And then, okay, so let's look at dating and relationships. How do you create freedom within your dating and relationships? And I don't mean freedom as in you get to go do whatever you want whilst you date or whilst you're in a relationship. That's obviously not what I'm saying, because I don't know if I've expressed this on the potty yet, but I hate cheating. Ooh, hate it. It's the worst. I just take accountability for the fact that you can't be loyal to one person and don't be with one person, right? So yeah, I don't mean freedom within like that aspect, and I'm sure you guys knew that I meant that anyway, but anyways, caveat. Yeah. So I don't know why I'm leaning forward a lot today. I'm really into this. I really hope this is recording. I'm going to be devastated. I feel like this is a good episode. Okay, so dating and relationships. How can you create freedom within dating and relationships? So if you're dating, and I'm going to speak to this from two different sides, from what you're experiencing and also from what you're giving and how you're showing up. So you guys know I'm big on accountability, and something else that I'm big on in relationships as well, obviously, but intentionality. Like, what are your intentions? Whenever you're talking about a relationship, it means there's two people. It's not just you, right? So to create freedom within the dating and relationship space, I believe there has to be huge levels of grace given to each other. There needs to be open communication. There needs to be the hard conversations. There needs to be intentionality. Like, what are your intentions with that person? Or what are your intentions as a couple? What do you guys, like, where are you headed? Are you being considerate of the other person that you're dating or in the relationship with? Are you considerate of them? Are you thinking of them? That is how I think that's how you create the most freedom and the most peace within a unit, is that both people are considerate of each other, both people are thinking of each other, both people are taking accountability for the fact that they're not the only ones in it. There is somebody else there who cares about them, who's invested in them, and really working as a team cohesively within those areas together and also individually. And if you can do that, and you can build a life of just, if you can both go, look, we just both want to be peace. We both want peace. We both want to have a fun life. We both want to really enjoy life. We both, have these goals. Like, how do we get there? if you can do that and you're not constantly against each other, right, then you are going to create freedom within that relationship, because you're both going to have just so much peace. And creating those habits early on, or even starting to do them as of now, will really help that. Like, one thing that I want to say, right, when a couple, if you're in a relationship and there's a problem, most of the time what people will do is they let the problem come between them and they fight each other because of the problem. When really how it needs to be is that this is the problem and we both need to tackle it so that we can both get through it. It's not me versus you. It's, all right, here's the issue. Let's pull it out of the relationship. Let's look at it. How do we overcome that? How do we tackle that together? How do we repair this? It's not like most relationships you'll see, they just battle each other. It's consistent criticism. It's trying to win the argument. You can't win an argument in a relationship. Nobody's winning if there's an argument, right? It needs to be a constructive conversation about what the issue is together to overcome it. It needs to be like that unified front, rather than you did this, you did that, I'm doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Like, why did you do that to me? Like, all of that kind of bickery stuff, the criticism, the control, the resentment, it's they're fighting each other because of an issue that one person has or both has, when really it should be like, let's pull the issue out. It's not actually, this isn't me versus you. This should be us versus the problem. Like, that's the mentality to have. If you can do that within relationships, I mean, surely, right? Like, surely that's going to give you more peace and more joy, because you're going to repair things so much quicker. You're not going to be, that resentment's not building because you're just getting it out. It's not festering away, simmering under until you just have this like massive blowout with the person. So, so tackling a problem as a unified front together, not against each other, is going to help that. And then when it comes to dating, I think just applying this principle even in dating is going to be super helpful, because if you can, like, so many people will date and it's so much fun. It's all the fun stuff, right? There's no hard conversations. There's no like emotionally deep conversations. Maybe it's just like all fun, all laughter, all play. And then all of a sudden you get in the relationship and the harder stuff starts to happen. And then it's like, oh shit, we don't even know how we navigate this yet. I have no idea if I can trust you to lead this relationship when things get hard. Or I have no idea if I bring something to you, whether you're going to be able to hold it and repair the situation. So being able to just be consciously aware of how you feel whilst dating, and being able to bring things up as they come up in a really mature, owned kind of way. Don't go blaming them for stuff. Just be like, hey, this made me feel like this. See how they repair it. See how it gets handled, right? Because a lot of the times in dating, we're so in the dopamine rush that we don't even, like, there's so many good feel-good chemicals happening that we're just not aware of, or not having the bird's eye view of situations of how we feel. So learning to check in with that at every stage throughout your life, whether it's dating, whether it's at work, whether it's your health, in different environments, friendships, family dynamics, whatever it is, like being able to recognize, oh, that didn't actually make me feel that good. And then just addressing it is really healthy. So that's going to help you to create freedom within dating as well, but also just more freedom for yourself, and for the other person too, because sometimes we don't know when we do something. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really slept good last night, but I was a little yawn. Sometimes we don't know when we hurt somebody. And unless they tell us, we are none the wiser. And we don't know that that was important to them. We don't know that that would have upset them. Maybe, like, oh my gosh, like, in relationships, guys would be able to relate to this. Like when your woman's on her cycle and she's a little fragile, or she's in the lead up to, and she's a bit fragile, and you just make a joke that you've made 100 times, but it makes her cry all of a sudden. It's like, oh shit, like it's just those little moments where you're like, oh, okay, obviously I didn't mean that to hurt you, and I'm really sorry, and you do the little repair, and it's just like, just give her a hug while she just be's fragile, right? But if we don't know what we're doing, how it's impacting another person unless they tell us, and this is how resentment builds over time. It's if you let those micro moments go by and you don't let the person that you're with know what's important to you, or you don't let them know if they've hurt you, or you don't, you just think, oh, I'll just get over that. It's not even a big deal. It's those little micro moments that over time will stack and will escalate and will fester and will cause resentment. And then you start resenting the other person and they're just like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? Why do you hate me so much? What happened? Why do you resent me? And it's because you have abandoned yourself in those micro moments over time, and the resentment built within you, but you didn't actually communicate it. And so therefore you can't really be in a position to be blaming them or resenting them when it's your own doing. It's your own self-abandonment. You've let people cross your boundaries over and over and over again without expressing how it made you feel, without expressing that it wasn't okay, whatever it is. Resentment builds, and then you attack and you blame the other person and you resent them, and they're just like, well, hang on, you didn't tell me any of this shit. Like, how can I have fixed it if you haven't told me, right? So really being aware of that as well. Yeah. What time are we running? Let's see how long we've been going, gang. Let's see. Oh, 47. I need to wrap it up. Oh, do you guys like my new hoodie? It's like a snow one. So my brother had one of these on and I was like, oh my God, I've seen this brand recently. And I'm going to the snow this weekend. You ready for a demo of my jumper? So it's got a little season pass holder section. So you can just scan your hand. If you wore it, I'm praying to everyone. Can everyone who watches this please pray to the weather gods that it just gets snow and there's no rain and it's a beautiful, just fun snowboarding weekend. No rain, please. No heavy winds, please. Please give us good weather. But yeah, it's got like fun zipper pockets. It's super cozy and warm. I think it's even got I feel like it's got like a little thing to help you not get snow in there as well, like snow up you when you crash. So it's got like a little drawstring here so you can make it like tight. It's so cozy and warm. Love. All right. I'm going to stop now. Thank you for a great episode. I hope that you got some really good takeaways from this. This was really fun to talk about. So yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody, and enjoy your week. And I'll see you for next week's. Next week will be episode 12. Let's go. All right. Bye.